Hey guys, how are you doing today? It is me, Abby, and today, I'm feeling a little weird because I'm actually filming same day as the last video because of the fact that I was already planning this video for a little bit, and I was planning on filming after I got done editing the last video, not that last video, but like, if you watch that video, you understand, but, things just don't work out, but I still wanted to film this video today anyways, even though I'm not in the best mood, because even though I'm not in the best mood, that kind of goes along with this thing, because I'm going to be talking about my 5 least favorite eyeshadow palettes. Disclaimer, all these eyeshadow palettes are not that I hate the formula. Well, one of them I hate the formula. I'll explain why. But the thing is, about me, if I don't like an eyeshadow palette, I don't keep it. I don't like to hoard a lot of stuff. I say that even though I have a shit ton of makeup brushes, blushes, eyeshadow palettes, and all that. But I don't like to hoard stuff I don't like or use, Like, if I have a purpose for it, like, for example, all my mini brushes, I tend to keep it. This is just one of, like, 7 different brush holders I have. Or if I like a certain blush, But these eyeshadow palettes I keep because, I like the formula maybe, or I like the color story of it, or it just, it's just one of those palettes to keep because it has a good memory to me. It's one of those things, but I'm going to explain why these 5 eyeshadow palettes are my least favorite, and why, no hate towards any of the brands in this video. In fact, a lot of the brands that are in this video are, like, some of my favorite brands of all time, and I will, again, be explaining. But let's get started. Starting off at number 5, we have the Celestial Thunder palette from Dominique Cosmetics. The reason why this palette in particular is starting off on our list is because I actually really do like this palette, but my only problem with it is if you saw the video I did, it was a long time ago, but I will link it in the description down below. But when I did film with it, I mentioned how I was having a little bit of trouble creating a cohesive look because even though there's about 5 mattes and only 3 shimmers, I was having trouble, again, creating a cohesive look because there wasn't a true, transition shade. I had to go in with this one, I deepen it out, and then put this one. I didn't touch these two, but I played with the shimmers, and the shimmer formula was not my favorite, and the mattes, even though they blended really well, they kind of had a weird time sticking to my eye all day, and that was my one problem with it, is that it faded. But, I have a lot of other eyeshadow palettes that do that. It's just mainly the color story for me. I love every color in this palette, but I know this is going to sound weird, but I can't see them all working together. And maybe you do. I'm not that kind of person because of the fact that I don't tend to use a lot of, dark shimmers or, rust colors. But I tried with this palette, and I tried using it a couple more times. It works if I'm just doing, kind of a monochromatic look with these 2 shades. But other than that, it wasn't my favorite palette to use, and I'm still going to keep it because I do like it. I did like the formula. I did mention that. I don't hate it. That's why I still have it. But it's not my favorite. That's why it's in the least favorite. Coming in at number 4 is the Life's a Drag palette from Lunar Beauty. This palette in particular, I'm sorry. Okay, I got distracted because this is one reason I keep the palette is because of the hollow, and I love the packaging. But the reason why this comes in at number 4 is because of the fact that I just don't use it that often. That's literally it. And I feel bad for saying that, but this palette doesn't really speak to me. These colors speak to me a lot, don't get me wrong, but I've never played with them. In fact, I think this is weird, but the only colors I've played with are these shimmers and these neutrals, and I think the pink once. I don't know why I haven't dipped in. Maybe after this video I will dip into them again, but it's just not a palette I gravitate towards because of the fact that, I don't know, it just doesn't speak to me that well. But I still wanted to keep it because this was Manny's first ever palette, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of Manny anymore, I still think he makes good makeup because when I first tried it, I love this palette. Everything blends okay, I even did a video on it, again, that's super old. Link down below if you guys want to watch it, but other than that, I didn't like the brush that it came with. I felt like it was too spiky. In fact, wait 1 second. The brush that it came with kind of bothers me because I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but they're not even lined up correctly, and I don't know why that bothers me, like, cause like I think it's just my like OCD, if I have OCD or something, but the blending brush just did not work for like my eye shape. I think it's better like if I'm like packing it down. If I'm doing like, for example, a super colorful look and I need to like pack something down, this works, but at the same time it still feels a little scratchy. And this is the only part of the brush I like, which is this like packer brush, but I have 1,000 packer brushes, like literally 1,000, so it wasn't my favorite anyways. But yeah, this is why this palette comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is this Desert Oasis palette from BH Cosmetics. Just to let you know, this palette has seen better days. The top of it is ripped off. That was my fault. The thing was, I dropped this palette and several shades broke in it. My fault, not the reason why I hate this palette. Not hate it, but dislike it. It's not my favorite, we'll just say that. But I dropped it, the mirror broke, so I ended up just ripping it off because it was just shattered and it was making a mess everywhere. And every time I would touch the mirror, little fragments of like the mirror would get in my hands, and I got cut several times, so I just ripped it off and it made it a little bit uglier. But other than that, I just don't tend to gravitate towards this palette a lot. I kind of hate that there's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes and the rest are all shimmers, but these are highlights. But the mattes that are in here, I feel like it's hard to create a cohesive look, if that makes sense. And when I do blend it, they're a little bit on the powdery, dusty side, so it's not my favorite. But the shimmers in here are freaking phenomenal. Like, they will stick. These highlighters are beautiful. They're super pigmented. I like this one a lot, but it tends to be a little bit too dark for my skin. If you can tell, like, obviously on my skin. But if I wear one of my darker foundations, it works. But other than that, I do like to use this shade in particular, Canyon, as a contour. And I've used it many times as a contour, and it works very well. But it's not my favorite. This palette in particular, I just feel like it's, you know, I'm not a big neutral person. But I feel like if you're neutral and you want a little pop of color with the 2 little blues in here, you got it. And I've used it many times. So, yeah. Coming in at number 2 is the Too Faced Life's a Festival Peace, Love, and Unicorns palette. Ow, I hit my hand. Sorry about that. This palette, there's a lot. I've only ever used it once, and I'm not sure if I ever mentioned, but I feel like I did somewhere in a video. If I ever find it, I will link it. But the thing is, I don't like this palette because there's only 2 mattes that are not cohesive together. It's like 1 brown and 1 pink, and then the rest are shimmers, and this is supposed to be a highlighter, but it's like kind of like powdery, and there's not a lot of shimmer. Even though I've had this palette for a very, very, very long time, the thing is, I tried selling it because I've cleaned it before. Nobody wanted it. Not one person. And this was around the time where I was like begging for money, so I'm just like, I will sell it to you for $5, $7, $10, and nobody wanted it. I'm sorry, Too Faced. Too Faced, you guys already know, they're not a brand I like. They're not a brand that I'm a fan of for many reasons. We'll just say that. But other than that, I feel like even though I really do love these like shimmers, especially this one, I'm not going to go into a palette just for the shimmers, you know? Like, I've never dipped into it for the shimmers either. Like, it's the weirdest thing. And I have swatched and tried all of them. It's just not it. And then, like, the shimmers kind of, like, fluff away after a little bit. I just don't use this palette. It's not my favorite, and I have no use for it anymore. I'm still trying to get rid of it. Like, I'm not going to just throw it away, though. But if I ever find a friend who wants it, just contact me and I'll give it to you. And lastly, coming in at number 1 is the Morphe X Men MUA Glam Palette. Before I explain more about why I don't like it, let me tell a little bit of a story about how I even got this palette. Because, I'm kind of ashamed to admit this. Like, not this part, but, like, when you'll see in a second. But the thing is, I won Miss Paige Corin's giveaway from her YouTube channel. If you don't know who Paige Corin is, she's a YouTuber. She has about 123,000 subscribers, I believe. and I just commented how I would love to win this palette because I really did want to try it out. The thing is, I'm not a neutral person. I'm really not. But I still want to play with it because I am a big fan of Manny. And I thought, like, I really did like this color in particular, and this one, this kind of, like, bluey brown color. I don't know why these colors kind of do speak to me. I don't play with them a lot, but I didn't care that it was neutral. I kind of wanted to try it out too, and then try out the highlighters because I've never tried Morphe highlighters. So I entered the giveaway to see if I would win. You know, I'm the kind of person, like, I'll enter a giveaway, but knowing I won't win, I don't really care. I don't ever think I'm gonna win. But when I got a DM from her saying, like, hey, you won my giveaway, I'm like, what the fuck? I was so excited to be getting this palette. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe, and it was coming at such a bad time in my life because when I first got it, when she first told me that, I was going through a fuck ton of shit. And this was back in, like, January, and it was the one thing that was making me really happy, you know? I was excited. I was ready to play with this, and I postponed buying it because of the fact that I had won the giveaway. I was saving up money to actually buy it because even though it's only $20, I didn't have a lot of money from work, and I was buying other stuff. It's a long story, but when I first got it, I was planning on filming a review for it, but then I ended up moving in with my mom, and I didn't have any of my stuff, but I had the one palette with me still because when it came in, it shipped to my sister's house. That's usually where I got my mail at the time. So I had to wait, and then when I got it from my sister's house, I played with it here, and I used my mom's makeup, and I did a look with it. And I thought because of the fact that I was using my mom's makeup, it was the reason why these colors weren't performing, because I used these two shades and this shade, and I actually contoured with this shade, but I was having so much trouble getting it to blend. I thought maybe it's because I was using my mom's stuff, and so I postponed it from using it. And then recently, I tried playing with it again and again and again and again, like, just playing with it, you know, like, just doing my makeup and using the stuff that I love. And I tried other things, even, like, my nicer brushes, and for the god love of me, I could not get them to work at all. I don't know what it is, because the thing is, I freaking love Morphe, and I love Manny's formula. Like, I mentioned that, like, with the other palette, like, the Life's a Drag palette. But I don't know what it is with this palette, but nothing was working for me. And I feel bad because of the fact that I won this giveaway, super happy, super excited to play with it, and I'm, like, thinking I'm going to love it, even though I don't really use neutral colors. But in the end, I was kind of let down and disappointed because since then, I have played with every color of the palette, and the shimmers are not terrible. Like, they're not, but they're pressed a little hard, and they come off, like, not super shimmery. Like, can you see, like, those are the two shimmers right there. They're not coming off that well. And then the mattes, they fluff into, like, one color. Like, if you use more than one color, they're hard to blend, and they just fluff into each other. Like, they're pressed pretty hard. They're not that soft, and not a lot of pigment comes off. And I was so disappointed because I was looking forward to playing with this, and I recently did a look, and I tried so hard. I was even deepening it. Like, I blended these colors together, added this one in my outer quarter. This disappeared, so then I tried adding this one, and I finally went in with this one, and it just, like, it fluffed together, and it looked really bad in my opinion. And then the shimmer, I've tried, oh my god, I have dug into it just to get it to pop, and I could not make it pop for anything. The only thing I like are these highlighters, but it's only when I'm doing, like, kind of a natural look. Like, if I'm, like, doing a natural-ish base and I still want some shimmer, but I don't want a blinding shimmer like my sleek makeup highlighter, I will use these. But other than that, I'm not a fan of it, and that's why it's coming in at number 1, because, to be honest with you, I don't know what they did with this, but it's not my favorite formula, and other people have said that too, if you've watched any reviews, and I'm just disappointed, you know. Like, I really honestly thought I really liked this palette, and that's not the case. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, if you want to see any of the palettes, like the videos I made on them from before, they'll be linked down below. I, again, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Click that little bell icon to see more videos from me. And also follow me on my TikTok. I have been posting a lot on there while I have been quarantined, and, I'm having a lot of fun, so check that out. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.